All right, welcome back to the Run.down post-game show here on the Strickland YouTube channel, Strickland Twitter, and if you're listening to this the day after Strickland Podcast Network, I am Sam. I am joined by Tyrese. The Knicks win 113 to 108 versus the Toronto Raptors on the sole game on tonight's NBA schedule. Weird schedule. But before we get into all that, of course, BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen, with a large selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC. Head to BetOnline today, and don't forget to use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here. All right, so this game was actually really good and really competitive, especially down the stretch. And I told people, I was like, yo, Toronto, their team, like, they make it competitive. Like, Scotty Barnes broke his foot apparently tonight, and, like, they still were in this shit in the end. And, like, granted, that's partially on the Knicks, but, like, Toronto also took advantage of it. But, yeah, I mean, this game was, for the only game on the NBA schedule, I'm sure most NBA fans were pleased with how this game came down to the fourth quarter, and they probably were happy that it wasn't a blowout. This game was actually very weird too. A lot of injury scares, a lot of tumbling bodies, a lot of possessions where like there's just like turnovers back to back to back to back. A lot of sloppy basketball. But the Knicks pulled through. They got this win. The trade acquisitions kind of actually helped get this win. In the end, I mean, Mikal Bridges, he had 23 points, and he's been much maligned, especially on the road, and he came through in a big way, hitting 5 threes. Karl-Anthony Towns with a huge dagger 3 after OG Anunoby blocks RJ Barrett's game-tying event, game-tying attempt. But yeah, I mean, that right there encapsulates how the Knicks have been winning on these trades, and it came up big tonight. And granted, it's just against the Toronto Raptors, but this game still came down to the wire, and the Knicks got it done.
Yeah, it was a great effort by the starters, especially with Cat and Mikhail. Mikhail especially because it did not look good to start, and he was able to pull it through in the second half. He had a really good game offensively. Defensively, it was still a little iffy, but you could kind of take a DP at this point. But yeah, man, Cat put the team on his back. He got it done in the stretch when Brunson was out. He got it done at the end of the game. He had the block to seal the game. He did as well as you could do, given he was working with and given the state of the game at the moment. So Karl-Anthony Towns being able to put in that performance was huge. Again, the dagger 3 to seal it. Him bigging up the New York and the jersey, which was a really nice touch. He also wore OG's armband today. Um, this team loves each other, for better or for worse, which is really good to see. But yeah, man, that's why you trade for Cat. That's why you go and get Cat, and Cat delivers in the moments where maybe Brunson may not have it. Not to say Brunson didn't have it. He did, aside from the free throw line. But yeah, great game from great game from Cat, and he was realistically the reason why we won this game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the trade acquisitions and like you said with Cat came up huge. I mean, he was much maligned in the first half. He had like 4 fouls in the first half, and you kind of were wondering, all right, like how's this game going to go if we really don't have Cat? But he was able to stay in the game, was able to get things done. Was making plays, had 6 assists tonight, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He was doing it all. And, he's just been very versatile, especially offensively. And yeah, I mean, we continue to sing his praises. I'm sure he'll continue to rise up in those MVP ranks. I mean, I think on the last NBA.com MVP ladder, he was like number 5 or something like that. So, I mean, he continues putting up these performances and the Knicks continue winning. Like, there's definitely going to be some more talks. definitely lining himself up for an All NBA spot, All Star spot. Like, he's having one of his best seasons, if not his best season, right now in New York.
Yeah, I do think this probably has been his best season so far, at least offensively. I think what separates him compared to different seasons was his passing. I think his passing has been a lot better with the Knicks compared to any of his like center seasons with the Wolves, or that's just due to the spacing the Knicks have. But yeah, his ability to read the floor, his ability to find cutters, his ability to do this from top of the key has been a godsend for his offense, and it's been propelling him to have the kind of season he's having now. It was only 24 points, but he only took 13 shots, and then he got to the line 10 times. So it was just a lot of offensive excellence. Yeah, that's what a player of his caliber can do. He took over the game when he needed to. He was offensively brilliant the entire game, and the threes came in the fourth quarter. That was probably the one part where he struggled a little bit, but the threes came in the fourth quarter, and you know how it ended.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some other people tonight. Of course, I mean Jalen Brunson. We didn't even talk about him, but he had like one of the like key momentum shots. Really, I mean the Knicks were kind of stuck in the mud in a possession, kind of in a way, and he gets the ball at the top of the key, hits a 4-point play, hits the free throw, which was something that was really bugging fans, especially because the Knicks as a team have been pathetic from the free throw line the last like 3 games, or however it may be. And Jalen Brunson himself had missed like 2 earlier in this game. So like the fact that he was able to get that 3, hit the free throw, put us in a pretty good position at that point in the game was just like huge. And he wasn't really like scoring the ball as much as most fans wanted. Like a lot of people on Twitter were like, "Man, Jalen Brunson got to shoot the ball tonight." He had 20 and 11 on 13 shots, so you can see why fans were saying that because like the shot attempts just weren't there. But it was a nice little even spread, I would say, against amongst all the starters. I mean, all of them relatively took around the same amount of shots, except for Josh Hart, who is not really the most volume shooter, but I mean, Jalen Brunson did what he did. He did what he needed to, and I think some of that also was because he got hurt. Like he tripped over a fan, very Curb Your Enthusiasm esque, and yeah,
Yeah, that was a weird ass injury. That was really fucking weird. Like you just randomly trip over like a fan, like, and the fan was like even doing it intentionally, which is like good. But yeah, I think he was watching a shot go up, and then he's trying to get back on defense and tripped over a fan, which would be a way a Knicks player injures themselves. But luckily, he's able to come back to the game because if he did not come back to the game, I do not know how it would feel, especially because Scotty Barnes didn't come back to the game earlier, and it looks like he got seriously injured because I think he said um, on camera like I can't feel my foot. So
apparently X-rays were clean though.
so he's being a baby. Cool.
Yeah, I guess. Um, let's see what else tonight. I mean, Deuce McBride. No key thing tonight. No Huckporty or Sims. So I guess we're just sticking with Precious at the 5 and to go in 8-man rotation. For now. I mean, I guess you can get away with it against the Raptors, but that's something to keep an eye on, I guess, going forward. We do have this Hawks team coming up on Wednesday in this NBA Cup quarterfinal, so that's something that we'll also talk about a little bit later. But yeah, I mean, great game from the starters, especially. Just wish it didn't have to come down to the wire against the Raptors, missing Scotty Barnes, missing Emmanuel Quickly. But they're a competitive team. Their record doesn't really speak for how competitive they are. I mean, granted, they probably got some outlier shooting luck tonight. And yeah,
RJ Barrett had a good fucking game. That was
he always has a good game in Toronto. I don't know why you just keep ignoring this fact. It's a literal fact that he plays better in Toronto.
guess.
Like he averages I think he averages like 28 points per game at Scotiabank Arena, which is so fucking wild. But
it's gross. Not to mention, like, I swear, if we actually let this man into the All-Star game, what happens to my beloved conference? Like, yup, the NBA should know the agenda. Celtics, Cavs, Knicks.
You know it's a points per game thing.
It's Celtics, Cavs, Knicks, and then Giannis will switch teams whenever the fuck he wants to, because Giannis gets in. But like, whatever. What? All I know is in the end of the game, when he needed to come through most, he turned it over and he got blocked, and that is usually what happened on the Knicks. So
I was just glad he got his 8th rebound tonight. I needed that.
You're so filthy, bro. I'm so bad. Like watching him play, I'm like, dude, you can pass the weak side corner. Where was this?
Yeah, nah, he was really spraying it tonight. Like he was like driving and like throwing it like cross court to open shooters. I was like, what the hell?
He's like getting up for alleys. I'm like, what happened? What you on?
He turned up. He turned up being in Toronto. He turned up playing against the Knicks. But hey, sometimes players just need a little bit more time. I mean, he still has a lot of the same flaws that we saw in New York, but I mean, they don't matter as much on this Toronto team, and it allows him to, I guess, build out other parts of his game, which you're seeing with like the playmaking stuff and whatnot. But yeah, let's get to some comments. Shout out to everyone that's in here. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe, especially if you are new. Chris Bernhardt says, bro, hit your free throws. Where's Courtney Lee? Someone pay him for a free throw seminar because this is absurd. The Knicks always do this every year. Like, and funny enough, they actually started this year like shooting like 84% from the free throw line, and like after like everyone started hyping up their free throw percentage, it was like, all right, time to shit ourselves from the free throw line every game now. So we'll see if that shifts, but that is annoying, and hopefully this team can get back to hitting free throws consistently.
It will not shift because Precious Achiuwa is on the team, and Precious Achiuwa has to take free throws. I think it was like after what game did we play before the it was some game, and then somebody said like they're shooting 50, 40, 84, and then all of a sudden now they can't hit free throws. So again, like this always happens. It's like a stretch in the year where they just can't hit free throws to save their life. It happened last year when OG was out, and they just like could not hit free throws. And Brunson especially gets to like this stretch where like, he shoots like shit from the line for like 10 games, and then he gets mad at himself. And it's the most annoying thing in the world. But yeah, it doesn't help that like OG missed his free throw, Hart missed a free throw, Brunson missed 3, and he missed 2 in the same trip, and it's just like, okay, all right, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's why it was so key for him to hit that free throw after the 4-point play. So, but apparently this is Karl Anthony Towns' first win in Toronto since February of 2021. It's been a long 3 years.
I think in February 2021 they played in Tampa. He's never won in Toronto.
Oh wow!
Because the Timberwolves haven't won in Toronto in forever, and I'm pretty sure that was like a stat where it's like the Timberwolves haven't won in Toronto since like the 2000s.
That is crazy.
Nasty. That's nasty. So I think this is his first win in Toronto, which is hilarious.
That's crazy. Mikal Bridges tonight, Jordan Bub, 23 points, 5 of 8 from 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. You're hoping that he can keep up this consistency. I keep saying this, and he keeps not doing it. So, yeah.
When RJ left, we got American RJ at home. Yeah, it was just not the best game from him. What am I saying? Sorry. I'm talking. It was just it was a good game from him. He hit timely threes. He hit threes from the corner. His shots went down when he needed to. Just finding consistency has been a big thing for him, but he was able to come through when it mattered, especially in the fourth quarter. Yeah, good game from Mikal. You're hoping that he could just be consistent. That's all you kind of need him to do. It also just sucks that like when OG's doing well, Mikal's usually struggling, and then when Mikal's doing well, OG's usually struggling. So it's just like both of those guys could definitely play play well together at the same time, which is like hilarious. But yeah, I'll take it from Mikhail. When you give me 23 points and 14 shots, it's a good night.
Yeah, I mean, this is like one of the best performances he's put up besides like that 31 point per game, 31 point performance against the Pelicans. Jordan Bub, Cat tonight 24, 15, 6 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, ties Jokic for the most 2015 games this season. Jokic has actually been like killing it. Like he scored like 104 points over like a 2-game stretch. The Nuggets and the not the Nuggets, the Wizards and the Hawks. Absolutely killing it.
He went up for 4. What? Oh, he was going crazy. That's that. Okay. Yeah, this man is quite clearly the MVP. It's not even close.
Yeah.
It's not even close, bro. They lost to the Wizards? Oh.
Yep.
That team is not doing well. All right.
Yeah, they lost to the Wizards. It was bad. Jordan Bub, OG's last 5 games, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 4 steals, 2 blocks, 4 steals, 2 blocks, 0 steals, 3 blocks, 4 steals. Defensive player of the year. Let me check what the odds are on FanDuel.
I doubt they're going to be probably like plus 1,000, plus 1,500 because the team.
Because to start the year, Wemby was the favorite, and I believe probably since then Dyson Daniels has probably eked his way closer to.
I think Dyson has probably dropped because like the Steelers.
He started off the year hot, but yeah. Let me see. NBA. Let me see where I can find it. NBA. Here we go. Pulling up these awards. Here we go. DPOY. You can get some good value on OG, man. Plus 10,000.
Plus 10,000?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
What are the odds? Who's higher?
I'll tell you who's higher. So the favorite is still Wemby, Jaren Jackson Jr., Mobley, Draymond, Bam, Suggs, AD, Dyson Daniels, Dort, Brooks, Shea, Rudy, Tari Eason, J-Dub, Derek White, Giannis, then OG.
J-Dub? Dort. Brooks.
Shea.
Suggs.
Shea.
Is this racist?
I'm telling you, if like the Knicks start like putting shit together and like they put together some nice wins,
so I need
defensive rating.
I need Mitch back. I need air, bro.
Defensive rating goes back up. OG keeps putting up these numbers. You can get like some good value.
Because that's insane.
Plus 10,000 is crazy for a guy that's putting up these numbers.
There is no way you're telling me
on a nightly basis.
And he's lower than Shea. Yeah, all right. Yeah, go get some money, bro. Go get some money.
I'm telling y'all. I told folks on on Pod Strickland over the summer, put in that bet for Jalen Johnson MIP. And lo and behold, he is the favorite right now. So,
which is wild.
And he's got a good chance of like doing it because like Franz just got hurt. That slowed his momentum. Like,
yeah, he's gonna win it. He's gonna be like one of the only most improved players to not make an All-Star team, which is like crazy because he's not making the All-Star team unless you know what. Let me not say that because the All-Star this year are gonna be ass.
All-Stars in the East are gonna be very interesting.
That's a topic for a different pod, but like, holy shit, the East is ass.
Well, I will enjoy making some money off of that Jalen Johnson MIP. Get well soon, Franz. Yeah. But hey, like I said, if you guys want good value, I try to give. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a gambling professional. But when I see odds like that, it perks my my ears a little bit, and that's something I'm definitely going to be probably putting a little bit of cash on. Because hey, I don't know if they offer cash outs on. Sometimes they offer cash outs on awards. And hey, if the Knicks start like pulling together some like a decent stretch of games and OG's still putting up these numbers, that is great value right there. Not even good value, great value. Because like OG has a reputation of a defender already. He doesn't have to prove himself as a defender like a lot of these guys that are above him on the odds.
Like Dort.
Like OG's already has this like reputation of like being a defensive player of the year caliber player. It's a matter of like him just getting that recognition, I guess. More, I don't know. Anyways, take that bet, put $5 on it. You'll get like 500 if OG gets DPOY, which is not even that crazy to happen. Like you would say that, and you would think it would be like someone absurd, like betting on like Karl Anthony Towns to win Defensive Player of the Year. But like, no, it's OG Anunoby. Put $5 on it, make $500.
What if he's gonna win it? So like, don't even.
But they might offer cash out.
Yeah, like,
and that's good. And that's good money right there, anyways.
You're doing it for the cash out, but like, what if he's gonna win that award? Okay.
If he gets the games to qualify, because he be sitting.
If OG gets the games to qualify.
OG hasn't sat yet.
Let's get to January first.
We can get to January, but yeah, I mean, Vic's already missed a good chunk of games, so OG, if you want that cash out and good value, anyways, take it. It's good to put like $2.50 or $5 on it. That's probably the best odds too, to be honest, because DraftKings is probably a little bit more on it. Jordan Bob, Jalen Brunson tonight, 20 points, 11 assists, 7 of 13 from the field, 4 3-point makes, 7th double this season.
That's cap.
He's definitely gonna like have a whole bunch of more doubles this year, which is gonna be very interesting because like we're seeing like this playmaking leap from him. Or maybe it was there the whole time. We just needed the right personnel to bring it out.
It's been there since like January. Like he averaged like 7 assists in January. I just think once he got spacing, his ability to pass got a lot better. But yeah, man, just like regular solid game from Brunson. Doing things a captain in New York should do for their teammates. Making their teammates better. Making sure they're uplifted.
All right, man.
Making sure they sign extensions.
All right, man.
With their team and
decide
to hop over the bridge to the other better, richer team in Flushing. Did you hear about Juan Soto, by the way? Just
all right. Sure. This is a Knicks podcast. Anyways. Jordan Bubb, the last Knicks with 20 plus points, 15 plus rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks in a road game. Karl Anthony Towns, David Lee in 2009, 2010, and Nazi Muhammad in 04-05.
Okay, Tommy Beer cherry picking actually kind of hit that time. I'm not gonna lie, because Nazi Muhammad is nuts.
I mean, these are pretty good benchmarks. These are not too far-fetched benchmarks.
I mean, David Lee, I expect, I
2 steals, 2 blocks.
I'm surprised. Oh, last Nick. I'm surprised Random didn't do it. But then again, I was like, actually, no, I'm missing. Random will never do this. Yeah. Good company for you. Actually, no, I'm surprised Stat never did this.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Interesting.
Like Stat.
Probably didn't get the steals. Stat was more like maybe get some blocks kind of guy, but he doesn't seem like a kind of steals kind of guy.
Even with the fuck? Not even Porzingis? Shit. Okay.
No, Porzingis wasn't even a steals guy either. He's more of a blocks guy.
Yeah, fair.
I feel like steals, you got to be like active in the passing lanes and stuff like that at least. Which Cat can be. Let's see what else we got here. Ace Bishart says another easy win against IPU, Smele, Barrett, and Buckteeth Barnes.
Josh Hart, second half, Jalen Brunson kept saying, I want Dick. I'll take Dick.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Uh, uh, that's hilarious. All right. Okay.
Wow. All right. Of course, Josh. It had to be a Josh Hart quote. Like it wouldn't have been anyone else.
Yeah.
The last Knicks with 7+ games of 20 points and 15 rebounds within the team's first 24 games. Karl-Anthony Towns, Bob McAdoo in 77, 78, and Willis Reed, the captain, 1970, 71.
Yeah. I
So
always said
very great company.
I've always said the best Knicks bigs in the best bigs in Knicks history have been Willis Reed, Bob McAdoo, and Karl-Anthony Towns. There's nobody else you put on that list. Nobody else.
Okay.
The best number one pick to ever play for the franchise, Karl-Anthony Towns. Go to a blue blood.
All right.
Foreign born.
Cat also said after his dagger, you got to get a win for the city no matter what.
You're from Jersey, bro.
Chill
out.
Chill. Let him rap.
Just say get a win for the tri-state area. Like
that doesn't roll off the tongue, man. Come on.
For the city, you're not from the city, bro. You're from South Jersey.
OG has more block threes than any player in the NBA this season, and he's building on his lead. He's got 3 more block threes than Victor Wembanyama now after 2 against the Raptors. So there we go. Building that. I wonder if OG's going to get Defensive Player of the Month, that new award that they started.
Oh, yeah, they did start that shit.
He has to get it for the Eastern Conference. Like, who else is getting it?
Because the stocks have been, he's been averaging, 5 stocks
a game. It was 5-6 stocks a game. He has to get it. Dyson Daniels, your run is over already. Enjoy that 1 month run.
I'm gonna check how many he's actually averaging for the month because it has to be something crazy.
Jordan Bob also notes the Knicks defensively were inconsistent and unorganized for the whole game, other than the last 2 possessions of the game. But hey, they got it done when they needed to. And against certain teams that will fly, against other teams it won't. Hopefully against the Hawks, who they're a team that has been rolling. I mean, other than that loss against the Nuggets, they have been pretty hot lately, and it's very key that we kind of shut their water off when they get here for that cup game, because as much as I don't want the Knicks playing extra games, I do want to see this team play on that Vegas court. So
I want a banner hanging in MSG that says NBA Emirates Cup. I'm tired of having no championships. I'm tired of. I want to see Jalen Brunson popping some champagne with some goggles on, so I get a little visual, a little taste, a little morsel of what it's going to look like in June. But until then, I'll take an NBA Emirates Cup, sponsored by Emirates. Victory.
Which the MSG
will never acknowledge it.
They will never. The Knicks socials will never acknowledge it. They refuse to acknowledge that this thing is sponsored by Emirates or that it's an NBA Cup at all. Citizen X says the best thing we did was trading RJ Barrett. Yeah, I mean, this team had to do that. I mean, before he got traded, I mean, he was not playing good at all. I mean, he was still playing over IQ in certain instances, and lots of fans were wondering why the hell is IQ not finishing games over him, especially that OKC one. I think that's the one that kind of that was the straw that broke the camel's back and kind of led to where we are right now. That is a butterfly effect moment right there.
The best thing this franchise ever did was trading RJ Barrett, because Greatest move in franchise history. Better than
Franchise history.
better than signing Jalen Brunson. Better than extending Jalen Brunson. Better than trading for OG. Better than trading for McCat. Definitely better than trading for McHale.
Well, Mikal is like interesting.
That's
I'll keep it as that.
That's on the Eddie Curry tier. Not even allowed to do it now.
Oh wow, okay.
Anyway, but yeah, man, the team changed overnight when they traded RJ. I don't think people realize how bad RJ was because he put up numbers. But it's like when RJ would be on the bench, the net rating of this team was like basically the 2016 Warriors. And then you saw it in January where they basically replaced all of RJ's minutes with Hart and OG, and they were a plus 14.2 in a month. Obviously, probably not sustainable, but they basically went from worst team in the league defensively to best team in the league, and then their net rating shot up. So he was just not a good fit here. He was not a good personnel fit. He wasn't able to shoot the ball in the way the Knicks needed him to shoot the ball. He required usage and on-ball touches, and you can't really generate those when you have Brunson and Randall. And those guys are better with the ball in their hands, and they're more dynamic with the ball in their hands, and they can actually self-create and be efficient in spots. So RJ was never able to do that. So trading him made sense. It sucked losing IQ, but I mean they found his production in Deuce. Also, Deuce had a pretty good game today. It was quiet, but it was solid. But yeah, that's ideally what you want to see from a trade like that. So yeah.
I'm still confused as to why we were the only game on the schedule tonight.
I know that was strange, but can't complain.
They asked, "Are you wearing a Julius Randle jersey?" By the way,
as you can clearly see, it's a Frank Ntilikina jersey, and I'll play this Brunson.
Imagine
if I owned a Frank Ntilikina jersey, and I still had it,
trust me, there's some people out there.
Doc Kev.
Let's see what else we have here. Neil Schmidt says it hard to focus more on defense. Yeah, I've noticed that there's a lot of times where he's mentally lapsing on defense. He's probably thinking about jokes he's gonna tell in the post game.
He's thinking of podcast guests.
That too. Or parlays, which he says he doesn't care about, but we know he does. We know he secretly puts one in every Sunday, like every NBA player does for NFL Sunday. But hey, Josh Hart, let's lock in on defense. How about all of us, the whole team lock in on defense and won't have to worry too much about that side of the ball and, letting inferior teams get a couple legs up on us.
Yeah, he just has moments where it's why don't you just do this every game? He plays so hard, but
he doesn't always play smart.
Yeah.
Plays hard, but doesn't always play smart.
Yeah. But I mean, you appreciate what he does. But you can be a lot better on defense. I think we've seen it. So when he plays inconsistently on defense, it's kind of a head scratcher.
What I've noticed too about the defense is they're leaving guys open for three a lot, especially in the corners and stuff. I feel like that's where RJ, Jacoby, Davion, especially late in the game. Ochai had a whole bunch of open threes. He just didn't hit any. Same with Grady. But the Raptors had a lot of open threes. Against the Hawks, I really hope that we clean this up because they can make you pay. I mean, between Bogdanovich, DeAndre Hunter has been hot from three to start this year. Trae Young, who knows if he decides to be good from three or not this game. But yeah, I mean they have some threats out there.
Yeah, I think they'll come ready to play. I think that they're at home, right? They're at home for that game.
Yeah, we're at home.
Yeah, so like they'll be at home. What is that game? Thursday or Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Okay. But yeah, I think they'll be fine.
Hopefully. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Says in X says that this team has better chemistry with OG and Achu. I mean, they're just able to just slot into the roles that we need them to at like the highest clip. So there's that.
I also think it's like partly they're just able to switch more. They're able to do more things dynamically.
Yeah, they're
And
they're versatile defensively.
yeah,
More than the players that we had here before.
yeah, like Achua on offense is ass, but defensively that guy can clamp up. So I think you saw it was like he had a couple layups and he missed it. It's like, oh, there we go. The precious layups, they're back. Which is not bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had a really good game defensively, like really solid.
Let's see what else we got here. Jordan Bubb says Knicks are going to need these games where they're tight, battle down the stretch. Granted that you would rather have these close games and execute them against playoff teams, but this is important nonetheless. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be in dogfights with bad teams, but you're hoping that the habits at least translate when you're playing against good teams. The Knicks haven't really played a like playoff level team in quite some time, I would say. So it's good to just stack these wins now because, like, when you do play these teams, if you do end up losing a couple here and there, you're able to kind of buffer it a little bit.
Yeah, like you're supposed to fatten up with the bad teams, and that's what the Knicks are trying to do right now. Just beat the bad teams and get yourself in a good spot in the standings.
Let's see what else we got here. Raphael Burgess says that Mikal was solid. Jordan Bubb, Brunson double-digit assist games as a Knicks. 7 this season so far. 9 last season. 5 his first season.
Yeah, the passing is taken up significantly.
Well, it helps having better players too.
Yeah, better players, better spacing, and I think Brunson in general just like improves as a lead ball handler. Since this is like the first time he's really been able to do it since college, so good for him. Good to see him like taking those leaps as a passer.
Yeah, and I think Cat was like the real offensive piece that really opened that up for him. Let's see what else we have here. Aaron H says that tonight was the night Cat officially won him over. Bro truly was meant to be a Knick.
Yeah, like it feels like he's a Knick. It hasn't felt weird, which is like usually when you see guys like trade teams and swap teams, like when Dame went to the Bucks, it felt weird. That Cat doesn't feel weird. He just kind of feels like he's part of the team already. I think it's also just like he's a good personality fit, which probably has something to do with it. But yeah, he feels like he's on the team. He's clearly part of the team. He's clearly embraced being in New York, being back home. So it's good to see that.
Let's see what else we got here. Aaron H, I agree. Those are crazy odds. Get in while you can. Jordan Bubb, Mikal's last 5 games, 22.4 points per game, 3.8 assists per game, 3 point rebounds per game, 1.2 steals per game, 56% on field goals, and 45% on 3. So he's been actually on average pretty good. So
I think he's just like he has games where he's on fire and then he's ass. And I think this probably has been his last 5 games where he's been ass and then really good and then ass and then really good. And it's like I guess he's averaging out. I don't know. I guess it's averaging out.
As long as we win, I guess. JL says he was shocked that Thibs didn't call a timeout to get Brunson back into the game. It worked though, so good job. Yeah, I guess he trusted the lineup that was out there, I guess, for the time being. I forgot who was out there. I think it was Campaign out there with like Deuce and
The wings.
I want to say OG was out there as well.
I think it was like Campaign, Deuce, OG, Cat, McHale. Like, yeah, I think this was the lineup they ran.
Yeah. So he trusted that lineup to, I guess, weather the storm. And for the most part, they did. I mean, we were able to keep it close and go ahead when it mattered the most. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. McHale's up to 34% from three. We're baby steps.
Slowly creeping up.
If he can just get to 37 to end the season, I'm all the way back in. That's all I need.
All right, Ace Bouchard. All right.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Timeout. Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
Precious Achiuwa tonight, 7 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks, +5 in a little homecoming game to Toronto.
Don't put the efficiency. Just don't put the efficiency up there because it was not pretty. The layups, every time he smokes a layup, I cry. It's like, dude, you're 6'8" athletic. How are you so bad at layups?
Him and Mogbo, they have like the same like animations and stuff.
Yo, it's so funny.
And they literally had like very similar stat lines too.
Is Mogbo Nigerian? I just gotta.
Probably. He had 6.7 rebounds, so like literally the inverse of Precious tonight.
Oh, he's from Palm Beach. Okay, never mind.
Oh, alrighty. Here we go. Stereotyping based off names.
Yeah, my fault.
Great start. Front page Jeff asks, are we nervous about the Hawks? Define nervous.
Do I think they'll cover the spread? Yes.
No, I think he means, are we nervous that like are they gonna beat the shit out of us in MSG?
No. But again, like if you're asking like do I think they cover the spread? Yes. That's where my nerves come from.
That's not my concern. Surprisingly, as a gambler, I don't bet spreads. So Lottos only over here. We're trying to make big money. But am I nervous? I mean, I'm nervous if like the Knicks get off to a sloppy start, which is what they've been doing consistently lately, and the Hawks are able to take advantage of it. Like if they come out hot and like start shooting a bunch of threes, Dyson Daniels gets like a bunch of steals, they start getting points in transition, which we saw the Raptors do a ton tonight. Like that is what concerns me because like that is what will lead to a Knicks team having to climb the whole game. And I hate when we have to climb the whole game. We saw it in the Pistons game. It's not pretty. It's not fun. And it's not always guaranteed that you're going to come back and win. So, yeah, that's not my concern. So, I mean, I'm not like nervous, like about like, are we going to like lose embarrassingly? But I'm like nervous in terms of like, will the Knicks do what it needs to be done and like come out consistent and strong enough where like, you know, they're in it and then they can take control of this game and like they don't have to really claw their way out of this game.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know if they'll get there, but that's a fair point to have. I think they'll be okay though.
Jordan Bub says so previewing the Knicks versus Hawks for NBA Cup quarterfinals, which we just kind of did just now. But he says, do we expect to be on the injury report other than Mitch? I expect no one else to be on the injury report. I mean, I think we saw some little ticks and tacks there with Cat and Brunson, but I think they'll be fine for the most part. I mean, the fact that they're able to finish tonight's game and make the big plays that they did alone kind of just lets you know in terms of like how they should be doing in terms of their health. So, yeah. Front page Jeff, he says, I want to see Brunson do a shh in front of Trey and or the Hawks bench.
Brunson held when Brunson hit the 4-point lead, he actually like held the pose to but a good like 10 seconds, like 10, 15 seconds, he's like held the pose, which is like the most that Brunson will like talk shit on the court because he's usually being a politician. Um, so that was his. That was a good moment to see from him.
Yeah. Eastern Conference players this season averaging 25 plus points per game on 40% from three. Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns. Both will be Eastern Conference All-Star starters.
God, really? God, really? I swear. They're better than me no Jalen Brown shit, okay?
So you're like,
Swear to
oh,
God.
he's a guard. It's like, no, he's been playing almost all his minutes at forward this year. Like, Walt Clyde Frazier says, if Knicks win the NBA Cup, we're having a parade in the Ravine of Heroes. It's not the key.
I want a full fucking parade for a Knicks NBA Cup win. I want a full parade. I want the works. I want Eric Adams. No Eric Adams, but I want everybody there.
If Eric Adams thought what he received at the Liberty Parade was something, he's got another thing coming. It's like he gives the Knicks any type of parade. They will stone him.
Y'all mayor is tripping. Not my mayor though. It's not my mayor. Yeah.
Jordan Bub, question, Coach. You're known as one of the most intense coaches in the NBA. How do you find the right balance between hard on the players? Thibs, hard. I give them hugs every day. What a nice guy.
Tim's been in his back this season. I'm not gonna lie. He's got some good quotables.
Percentage chance we sold IQ high, and he is on his Brandon Roy spiral arc. His health has not been good since he's gotten to Toronto. Like, even last season, he missed a bunch of games with various injuries. And it's so interesting because, like, I feel like he was so healthy when he was on the Knicks. Like, I feel like he never missed games. It was, like, bizarre.
Yeah, he played 81 his last full season here. And then the one game he missed, he was sick.
Yeah, and, like, he's someone that, like, he always plays. So, like, the fact that, like, as soon as he got to Toronto, like, he's just, like, constantly hurt. And, like, not with, like, tic-tac injuries where, like, it's like, all right, you could be playing if you really want to. It's like, no, he's, like, about to get his elbow evaluated from, like, a specialist or something. Like,
yeah, like groin and elbows, and it's just like, ugh. And then he paid him what,
25 million.
No, it's higher than that.
I think it was 125.
Nah, because he's making 35 million a year.
I saw a screenshot just recently. But I mean, it looks like the Knicks sold high on a lot of people recently. So
175 million.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, that was nuts.
But yeah, I mean, it seems like the Knicks sold high on a lot of players recently. So that's just what the Knicks teams does.
I mean, the Knicks just benefit from it. Like, sold high on Dante, they sold high on Randall, they sold high on RJ, they sold high on IQ. The only guys that didn't sell high on are like Grimes and Obi. So
yeah, they're playing a little bit better, but they're also in like roles better suited for them on their teams. Yeah. So they weren't going to get that on the Knicks. The Knicks are kind of crafted a certain way, and there's a hierarchy that they just didn't fit into. Let's see here. Jordan Bub, OG Anunoby is the second player in NBA history with a plus-minus of 500 or better in the first 47 games with a new franchise. The other player is Kevin Durant with the Golden State Warriors.
47 games, dude. All right.
Not 45, not 50, right in the middle, 47.
Surprised you didn't put 47 and a half.
Oh, Jay also was talking about the last position of the game.
Okay.
In terms of the defensive, I guess the defensive substitution.
Yeah. Yeah, which is, well, you know what? I guess at that point, Tips is just a fucking. Tips is a weird individual.
Omar Yusuf, Fortunate win. Toronto got whatever look they wanted. True. Plus 14 on field goal attempts too. Knicks need to lock the fuck in. Should require playing multiple starters 40 minutes. I guess he's saying shouldn't require playing multiple starters 40 plus minutes to beat Toronto without IQ and Barnes for a half. I mean, hey, I told y'all Toronto was one of them teams that their record does not dictate how competitive their games are. Like they literally, I mean, granted they had Barnes for that game, but they were literally like neck and neck to like the end of like the game with the Mavericks the other day. Like almost every game, like when I'm doing like my live parlays, like every game I'm looking at for Toronto Raptors, almost every game that they play, their games are always close, which is why like it's very easy to bet on their games a bunch of times because those games, players are going to get their stats. But yeah, they're a team. They are very competitive with a lot of teams in this league. So I mean, y'all could say whatever you want about like not requiring, such and such to get a win against Toronto, but like they've kept up with a lot of the best in this league already. So
Yeah, I remember they took Boston to overtime. So
yeah, so it's like and that was without Barnes, I think too. It was just like RJ and Pirtle just like beating them in like pick and roll. It was wild.
Yeah. So I mean, they're scrappy. They're really scrappy.
They're a scrappy ass team.
It's like the Knicks of like 2021, where just like they just get after it. So I mean, good on them for like having the talent to do that stuff, and also good on RJ fucking devoing that team away from Scotty, which literally everybody in Discord thought he was gonna do. So
yeah, I mean, they are, like you said, they're a scrappy team, and like I mean, the Knicks, as good as they are, like we said, they took Boston to overtime with like RJ and Jakob Pertl pick and rolls and stuff like that. Like they just get shit done. So I'm not gonna be too mad at the Knicks really coming down to the wire, especially when I expected this. Like I knew that they were gonna give us a hard time. Like shout out to their rookie Jacoby Walter from Baylor. He finally was able to put up some consistent minutes. But yeah, I mean, imagine if Grady Dick and like Ojai just actually decided to hit threes tonight. Like, imagine how this game could have went. Omar Yusuf says Knicks somehow up to 17th in defensive rating. That's how ass Toronto is. We gave them layup lines and our defensive rating improved. Well, I mean, they also missed a bunch of layups too.
Everybody did. It was wild.
It was bad tonight.
But yeah, I mean, the Knicks are an average defense and middling offense. This is not surprising.
No.
Yeah.
Last couple comments before we get out of here. Wildcard Francis is not sure of this. Has been discussed, but Bruce Brown can gallop into the sunset with his rodeo clown shit. I don't get what this dressed like a cowboy every Raptors game is, but teach his own, I guess.
He making too much damn money. He's gonna buy shit now.
Is he like even like legitimately hurt or like?
No, I think he is. I think he's working on a return. So
Bruce Brown injury. What is he injured with?
It's like his knee.
Oh, he had arthroscopic right knee surgery. Yeesh. Yeah, that's rough. He's like 28 now. Getting up there in age.
Damn, bro. 28?
Yep.
All right, bro. Chill out. You must be 26?
Zachary Coleman says selling high looks an awful lot like elevating players while they're in New York. I mean, yeah, there's that, and there's also just like selling high. Like you've seen how far this player can go within your realm of your team makeup, and you're like, all right, we can do better, and we feel like the better that we get will be more consistent and more sustainable.
Yeah. I think the Knicks just know how to elevate players. I know they know how to maximize players, and I do think there's a trend that seems to be developing with how the Knicks do it.
For sure. All right. I think we're gonna cut things off here. Shout out to everyone that tuned in. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Check out all the links in the description. Got links to the site, merch, Patreon, Twitter, and Instagram. Make sure you're following us on all these platforms. We're also on Blue Sky as well. Make sure you check us out. We will be live after the Hawks game for the NBA Cup. Hopefully the Knicks get things done and are able to move on to Las Vegas. Everyone enjoy your night and Tuesday. Peace.